loud now.
Gibble, what's up, Rich?
Hi, Dave. Hi, gentlemen.
How's it going?
Good, good. I'm doing all right.
All right, 4 p.m. It is December 9th, 2025. This is Mountain Lakes District Monteau Revitalization Committee meeting of the minds. I'm here, Dave Long.
Eric Cassidy's here.
Ray Martin, Anthony Aiden.
Perfect.
Rich Gibble.
Rich is here. Ellen's here. Thanks for being here, guys.
Yep.
We had postponed from last week due to weather, so we're off on our normal first Tuesday of the month. Looks like we might have some people rolling in. Figure that out as they get here.
Yep.
Eric, this is your agenda. Did you have anything?
I'm sharing
just
the
roll through it.
I'm sharing the calendar at the same time. It gets a little messy for me, but essentially the first Tuesday in March, I added just to the Mountain Lakes District calendar for the Monteau community to check the status of specific grants. So I have the language of what the grants are called. So this will, hey Alan, this will just serve as a reminder to us. You're welcome to sit at the table if you would like. It's up to you. Yeah. So anyway, I just put it right on the calendar so that we'll have it. So in March next year, when we come to the meeting, we'll remember to just like cue into grant monies for next year. You just don't want to miss the windows for when they open up.
Yeah,
And
and that can live right on our agenda.
right, yeah, and
Also, it doesn't need to go anywhere.
right. So that was that. That's just something that I thought was important for everyone to like cue into, for next spring.
Sure.
Hi, Diane.
Is that generally when those?
Yeah,
types of
so I
grants
went to the
open up?
email of like when the guy was recommending that we look into everything,
Yeah.
and that's why I just picked like the beginning of March. We'll start like it may be that they're not open yet, but there was probably going to be language about what day they'd be open and everything. So
So that's on for our regular scheduled March meeting.
yeah, so that was all. I just wanted to make sure we had that kind of plugged in there, and we're mindful of trying to get money that way too.
So those proposals will be released by whatever organization then?
Yeah.
That's the first look that
Yeah.
you had at it.
I took
So
the
not like
act-
you can do anything in advance because
There's
you want
nothing
to-
you, yeah, no, and we're probably going to be in advance then. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it probably
okay,
won't even be
okay.
open then, but at least
Oh,
we'll be
advance,
cued
yeah,
into
yeah.
it, and all of us will be thinking about it in the beginning of it.
So there's not a whole lot we can do before that.
Nothing. No, we're just waiting and thinking about it.
Future events and fundraising, things like that. I know George is generally around this time, pushing into like first week in January when he starts figuring out his schedule. Or
I'll
have you
email
heard
George.
anything otherwise as opposed in regards to his ESC Cup?
No, he's working. This is the time of year where he says we need to. I think I told you the first time I mentioned the parking lot, the December, but he usually by December he has an idea of the venues, and then he's juggling schedules, and then some things coming out depending on
Sure.
the juggle.
The way that it works out.
Yeah, maybe you can't do a venue because a bigger venue is can do it because it's a downhill end of enduro, and so. But hopefully we'll hear sooner. Or hopefully he'll be in touch with you guys. Sooner.
I'll email George just to touch base
Yep.
and just see what he's thinking about for next year.
Just because, it was almost seemed like a coin flip whether it was even going to happen
Yeah.
or not, his enduro
Next year, yeah.
next year. Did you get that gist? That's the gist that
Well,
I
we got both. Yeah.
You got
I
both
love this
sides
place.
of
I'm
it.
coming back.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I
then
think that's what I
also-
got, and you guys got the. You're talking about, I don't know if
geez,
I
I
can't
don't
do this
know.
anymore.
Right. Just depends on the day of the week when you catch them, So,
Or the day of the
all right.
week.
So if you would want to plan to drop him an email and just see where he's at. and
Yeah.
See if we're on the block or what he's thinking.
On the radar.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'll talk to our new neighbor Amber about her running group. She's actually having like a friend group like come visit her area in a couple weeks, like a meet and greet.
All right.
And so,
All running people?
yeah, so I figured I'd go say hi to her anyway. She's like a little holiday thing.
Yep.
So maybe we'll talk to them about it then, about planning a running thing for next year.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Do a little Monteau presentation
Yeah, right. Yeah, right across, you know. Yeah,
at the party.
at the party. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Eric. I'm the commissioner.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
No, they have a lake here too. I mean, I'm thinking about
Swims.
those crazy events where they're having running and biking and gravel.
Yeah.
It's like wow, there's a lake. That could be a swimming component. I'm just
Yeah, in the
The
future.
Mountain Lakes District
well, just
Triathlon.
they have these
Yeah,
crazy
Iron Man. The
things
Mountain
where
Lakes
people do,
Iron Man.
crazy things. And it's like, I know we have running and biking, but I'm sitting here in the middle of the lake. And, oh yeah, there's swimming. Could be a swimming component to something too.
So yeah, so that's that for my like events that I can think of right now. I mean, we're just kind of like as we keep making the mountain cleaned up and nicer, we'll see what events come to us too. You know. So in that spirit, the next thing on the agenda that I had was the Ropedale Hill itself, the one that we sled on, the one that we have Winterfest already and push kids down in cardboard boxes. There are just like potholes. There are like leg breaking holes there that exist. You know,
We
like
found some yesterday.
yeah.
You don't see them in the summertime.
So the idea is that as this gets more and more on the map and more people even want to sled or tube or use even just like the what we'll call the rope or the bunny hill. Something that I've been thinking about and I talked to with one of the machine operators was if he just came with his excavator and his bucket and just came and just popped rocks and just kept kind of paintbrushing with a big excavator because he's got a big one and goes back and forth and smooths out the water bars, smooths out that whole hill. I bet you could do it in a day, and that guy was looking at like $225 an hour, so we're talking about $2,500 or less for a day's worth of work. But I think if we went over that in the next year or so, it'd be really good for us, like prudent of us as a committee to safen up that one hill there, the front hill. So with all that saying, like we approved like money last month for just to update you guys, we did approve the money at the commissioners meeting for Grudy's to come in and do the trails. Something that I was looking at for next year is we have a chunk of change from land sales that were some of the lands were actually supposed to be part of our recreation assets that's now in the form of cash or money. So we should reallocate that cash back into recreation assets. So I was thinking like in the next during this budgetary season, if we ask for 2,500 towards smoothing that hill up and just taking 2,500 and allocating it to that, it's not through tax, it's through income that we took in from land sales, and so we put it as like a warrant article or something like that. So that's why I was thinking we come up with the money for that little project. But we're open to chat about it more. It's just that's something that I feel like feels like low hanging fruit, kind of a no brainer.
I love that because it's the lowest hanging fruit.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about low hanging fruit in the mountain.
Yeah.
And there's that.
But it's
lowest
also
one.
so safety, like
safety.
like important for just. I'm just thinking of a random kid like that just wants to go ski or snowboard and hits that one hole or whatever that like because of the the erosions and the rocks that have washed out or whatever. Go ahead, Ray.
Would we be able to get that done, like, before winter comes?
This
in?
year?
Yeah.
I bet you. I mean, the only thing is, I don't know if I could get the like next year's budgetary money
Oh.
this year, unless we kind of did a funny pay for it now later.
Talk to the operator and make sure that he thinks he can do it today. That seems like a big area for an excavator. I mean, a dozer, you can cover a lot of ground, but an excavator is.
It's a valid point. I did talk to the guy. He's from Bath, and he had the blessing. He was, I talked to first the Bath road agent who brought then the other guy with the bigger machine in. I guess it's a pretty big excavator. I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, well, I 250 machine.
Yeah,
It's still the bucket, even if it's as big as a car. I mean, it's still a big
yeah.
area to do in 8 hours, I would think.
Yeah, you might be right, and I'm pretty bad at doing the guesswork on like earth moving and everything, but
Yeah, it might not be the
It's
whole. It might not be the whole thing. I mean, we could prioritize holes.
piecemeal it.
And then
Yeah,
after holes comes the top is a little rockier, whereas the bottom half is actually smooth, and probably the drainage ditches just need to be
Right.
touched up at the end,
But
and so.
if you don't go over the whole thing, well, I guess you go up there and walk on a line.
Yeah, I think what we do is like
It would have to be
we'd have like a group of
it'd
us
have to
hike
be
up and
tagged.
stake it.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely,
Yeah.
the layout would be important,
Yeah.
the
So-
layout and priority.
If everything is marked out, yeah, I think you could do it in a day.
Yeah.
If we go up there and mark
Yeah.
spots that need to be fixed.
Yeah.
I pulled a rock out yesterday that my son ran into. We were sledding, and I pulled a rock out that was about this big, and it
Yeah.
was the same thing. It was clipping right down. You know, we did our first run and we broke the trail in, and then the second run, all of a sudden, you get
That trail
you're
broke
gaining, yeah, you're gaining some steam coming down, and he's way down ahead of me, and I hear whack, ow, and I'm like, oh jeez, here we go.
Yeah.
But it was a rock, about this big, about as big of a rock as you're gonna pick up and move. So I was
On the
able to
sled
move.
hill.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
didn't see that one.
I was able to grab that and get it out of there, but it's that kind of stuff, so it's
Right.
nothing crazy. And then my other question would be the water bars. Like the water bars obviously have to be there, but they're creating
huge
like a
divots.
luge,
Yeah.
that's kind of heading all towards the woods, but doesn't quite get to the woods,
Yeah.
which it leads into just another problem that we've talked about before. So those water bars need to continue to get all the way
Right.
to the brook, so that they're actually getting away from
Yeah.
the mountain, as
Right.
opposed to just getting to the side and then dumping and creating a giant muck field that we
Yeah,
have
before the
right
excavator
now.
company would make, you wanna cut the woods, so you can go in there and scrape out the ends,
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely, I've been thinking about that since the beginning, is,
Some of the work that Grudy's might do will help open up some of that ditching
or just
towards some of what we're talking about
maybe
here.
put that on, a
Priority.
higher priority.
Yeah.
Cause they just have to go, I think there's 2 water bars?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
2 holes into the stream, and then, and as far as the being uneven, a water bar doesn't really have to be some nasty.
It maybe
could
don't
it
need
could
to be as big as they are.
Yeah, they don't. They just
Because
need-
really, you get going
Yes.
down there now, and it's like that'll rattle.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah,
rattles
they
my
can be,
bones, but
Yeah.
the kids don't seem to care. But
Yeah.
And they're deep, they can be,
Yes,
they can be modeled, they can be contoured so that they're like this, instead of,
as opposed to just
Yeah.
Yeah.
up. I mean, you got all the
It could be smoothed out, I think, or just like slightly.
contoured, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's like just one thing that I think is like a high area want that I'd be wanting to even put out to the community to just take some resources that we have and allocate it, towards that.
I mean, to spend a few hours out there flagging things to do that, because to your point, I don't think that the whole mountain needs to be touched. Right?
No.
I think it's like you're looking at it like, well, this part right here needs to get smooth, and this part right here.
Yeah.
By and large, it's pretty good,
Yeah.
But there are some.
If
We
you go up
stake
there,
it-
You're 20 feet apart and walk, and you may not see,
Right.
there's stuff that's hidden.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll do like a body search, we'll line up.
Essentially,
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No. Like if like a bunch of us went up and just
Right.
So that's something that should be done like late winter, early spring. before
Probably.
anything starts growing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So you get up there and figure it out.
Yeah.
With the orange tape and.
And then just mowing that going forward, if it was all smooth over, it'd be much easier to brush hog or mow. If we knew the rocks were gone and the holes were out of the way,
Right.
it's much
The
safer.
top is especially rocky, based on the mowing that I've done there.
Yeah. The top of that bunny hill.
Yeah, the bottom third maybe is just swamp.
Yeah. Wet. Very wet.
And then the top 2/3.
Yeah, and if we had an excavator doing that stuff like at the base, like the kind of pools and puddles and freezes over it, we'd find a way to, like with that excavator guy, to make everything flow. Yeah, and everything. So the base would no longer be puddle zone anymore. So.
I don't know if you can do that without drain tiles. I think there's springs in there where,
You think so? Yeah.
yeah.
I'm hoping that we could at least move enough around where there'd be it would make sense enough. There'd be walking areas, like land areas, something that. But yeah,
When I walked up there this summer, it was even as dry as it's been this summer. It was still
Yeah.
really spongy, and there's no water running on the surface.
right.
Just below the.
It could be that too. Yeah,
It very well be springs that you're not going to do anything with surface grading,
sure. Yeah,
but drain tiles can certainly take care of that. But that's
More.
That big puddle at the bottom that's right near the bottom would be easy to get into the brook or get into a little
Yeah.
a little silt.
You get it into that water bar and then send it off into.
No, at the
brook.
very bottom, you just as you cross the bridge on the
Oh,
left, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
the whole,
sure.
that could be probably,
You
and then,
wanna try it.
and then just, and then say we're looking at the concrete pad where the stroll comes out, you know, the water just comes down there and stops, there's no,
Right.
you know, there's a couple little ditches that would work, but yeah, for the whole bottom area, there's something going on down there.
Do you have an update? I know that there were some dates thrown around for Grudy's.
So Grudy said the third or fourth week of December he'd likely be here. He said if it didn't work out, he'd be here first thing in January. And I asked him, does it matter if there's snow? He said almost not at all. It only helps him pick off and seeing a few more rocks, you know. But in terms of being able to go up and down the mountain, he hiked it with me and Anthony. He said those machines have no trouble on the mountain. So that's what we're aiming for. We approved that money last month. While we're talking about that, sorry, I don't know. While we're talking about that, with doing the warrant articles for like maybe next year's budget and everything like that. Last time I did talk to Grudy and schedule that, I said something like, you know, this is such a crazy deal that you're giving us, and he completely agrees with us. He's like doing it as a favor. I was like, you know, maybe I could try to like squeeze some more money next year. And he's like, 10 grand will probably finish the mountain off for you next year, you know. So he threw that number at me. He's like, that'd be another week, which if you did the math, it's basically still the $100 an hour per machine. And he said he'd come back for like another 10 grand and basically do like probably 6 days. Cause like if you figure 3 days is 4,800, so 6 days is 9,600 or something like that. So I was trying to like maybe lock them into that rate and see if we could budget that with some of the money. Again, we have about a 6-figure sum, like 100, 115 from the land sales. I'm not trying to use it all on Monteau, but 10 for the rest of the ski trails and a couple thousand to smooth at Bunny Hill, and we're in a really good spot with the mountain. So those are things that I'd like to like propose at like maybe next budget commissioners meeting kind of concept, and just what with the backing of.
I'm curious to see. I mean, it'll be good to see what kind of work he can get done. You know,
Yeah.
like when with the budget that he's been allotted so far.
Right.
You know, that
Yeah.
he can go. But it's a little easier after
My
seeing it.
my map with the green on it, the priority greens that I made, like he thought like that's about what we're gonna get.
He seemed to feel comfortable definitely getting the stroll done buffed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then anything beyond that would be, who knows.
The
Working around all your flagging.
Yeah.
Eric found his knife up there, so he can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was crazy. Yeah, when we showed him the second time, we're walking through, and he's like, "Oh, someone's knife," and it's just like on the trail we all took that one time, and it must have fallen out. Yeah, it's just like,
found out we lost the hiking pole. So
yeah, and
we found that. And
yeah, so found my
The day
hiking pole,
before.
found my knife. It was like it was great. Yeah.
Good walk.
But anyway, the point all being is, Bob and I are looking into how we allocate those funds, but I believe it's like encouraged that we use most of the funds because it's like unintended incomes, and so we're not supposed to just sit on it. We're supposed to, and then the thought is to put it into infrastructure and recreation, and so Monteau fits into that. And again, we're talking about taking 10% of what we got for the mountain itself. Maybe we'll put some into. I'd like to spiff up the lodge too with a little bit of that money.
I was just gonna ask that.
Yeah, you know, so these are all things that we talk about at the budget, but since we're here, we can as a Monteau committee like advise the budget people like, hey, we want to see these warrant articles and requested for the budget, you know. So
How about the master plan that we felt that was needed to go out for more money? I know a lot of that is brainstorming by us, but then at some point it has to be documented somehow. It looks like you've got a good start, you know. Just something to think about, because, you know, after the NFC guy came here, he said pretty much when it comes to grant money, not only having a log of what you've done, but, you know, a plan. And I know we have a ski trail, you know, we have a plan, but it seems like somehow we've got to formalize that.
yeah,
We'll probably know that better when we see the applications.
yeah, well, I agree with
But I just want
that.
to put that out there
Yeah.
as maybe something that might cost some money beyond our efforts.
Yes,
District has a master plan. Is that where you're going?
I mean, we have, well, no, I think we have a master plan, but I think he's talking about like Monteau, like we have this mission statement and this vision, I have up on the board right here.
Yeah.
And then we also had like the 5-year roadmap. See, so these are things that have been drafted and created already, but
Okay.
like, if we'll see what specifically is asked for.
You're right, okay, I just wanted to put that, especially when it comes to money, after, we have this stuff, when it comes to grant writing and getting
Sure.
the grant ready.
So, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw, but I updated the website recently. I put all the historical photos I could find right on the website. So,
Oh, great, that's great.
so here while we're here, I mean, this trail here all the way up, and oops, sorry, and then this like some of this. So the whole stroll and then some of this figure eight here looks to be what Greedy can do. Plus, they're gonna come in at the base and cut all the way up to here's the first safety road right here. So they're gonna clear this area back, but it's not gonna be bare bones open. It's a really interesting terrain right now, and he's just gonna open it up for us. Like it's kind of open already, clean this up. So essentially, you'd be able to go up this road if you wanted to, come into this right away right here, come across this safety thing. You'd have this downhill. You'd end up having, at some point, this one's already cleared pretty well. And then you could come down this downhill and the bunny hill. There'd be like 4 ways to come down just from like the bottom third of the mountain for any family friendly like activities in the near future. And then, people could get all the way to the top and start doing loops as well. So that's where we'll be at after this first Greedy's effort. And then, yeah, I mean, if we want to keep going, that would be, something to talk about.
So was that the old rotel there?
Yeah, there it is.
Where? Sorry. Yeah, that's yep, exactly. And so that'd be all the way over here, the far side of this. At one point, the rope tow was in the middle to the left of this ski lift too, and you can see old rope tow poles there too.
So this line here is what's open now.
Where
Right
this,
back, correct?
To the right of the island.
where you see, like, yeah, to the right of this island,
So he's talking about coming up on this inside, so following the old. Ski
but it won't be like a clear cut like this. It's gonna
Yeah.
kind of zig in or zag in, if you
And I just
will.
put the orange flags up and it's gonna be like that.
Yeah, yeah, and then we flagged it off, but it's super easy, like smooth ground right there. It's like, oh, I didn't even know it existed, and you just have to get through like the thick patch right in the beginning,
bottom is just a-
and then it's like a clear field in there. It's really exciting to see.
Very cool. I can't wait.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
I
so
think
excited
about it
to
every
see that
day.
stuff open up. I mean, it's gonna be incredible.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, this is on the Monteau website.
Very cool. Nice work on all
Yeah,
that.
I love
Do we know whose car that is?
No, yeah, I love that photo.
That was
That would be cool to find. Yeah, right. Probably didn't have to have.
Low
Little
resolution.
grainy.
Yeah. I don't know why it's spelled. I'll fix that.
Monteau.
Ford
Yeah.
sedan or something.
Yeah. But beyond that, the only other thing I had on the agenda to discuss was like we started talking about it, but I don't think we really like clarified like what type of material we'd set up as the backboard, and then let's just like get a backboard on that kiosk and put some information up. I know he made a map. What's
Hey,
that?
That's a good lead-in right here.
Yeah, thank you.
Alan brought handouts.
Yeah. Oh, pass them around.
So I did a few in,
These are all, I didn't wanna take the time
no,
here.
they're not all the same.
Yeah, they're, I didn't
Yeah.
wanna get sucked in and pay attention.
So there's, most of them there, there's only one from Garmin there. I can't remove where it says four-wheel drive trail, from the map on there and stuff. But
We can take a Sharpie and get rid of that.
Yeah, well,
kiosk.
and there's different backgrounds. I printed out some different backgrounds from Cal Topo.
Yeah, I love the fact that you have a nice.
Yeah, those look great.
I guess I don't know if it's not customer friendly, but I love being
And then I printed some with boundary lines, with property lines, and some without. I don't know if there's any copyright issues. Both of them have, I think, the government I think has copyright printed on it, but it's printable and
Oh, you mean the
it's
US, do you
well
think the
on
US,
so.
is a USGS underlay that you'd have to get a I don't know what the NLA is, yeah.
So these two are the same, just that you have bolder lines.
I think one's got boundary lines and one's doesn't. Yeah, this one's got boundary lines and that one doesn't.
Yeah, this is excellent.
Oh, you need these straight lines that you shoot in there. And
Right,
there.
yeah, all the property lines on the roads.
Mhm.
They're pretty fine there. The purple lines show the property line.
Oh, right, so it's a carbon, yeah, who's has the. Yeah. Cool.
And I'm not sure if I got the trails labeled. I think that really trail 1, trail 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, I was just wondering if we could maybe color code them the way they're already tagged, and then keep going. Like like I know
Right, we started out.
one of them is like the big toe is green,
Yeah.
and so
It goes blue, green, yellow,
Yeah.
orange from lookers left to right.
but that's really
But I haven't been up there with my backpack thing. So those are just from my phone and my little Garmin handheld.
yeah.
So yeah, there's
Is that easy enough to change, like the colors?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not a big deal.
Oh, okay.
No problem at all there. I eventually will want to track the whole thing with my backpack with down to a foot or two accuracy, so we could put a QR code, and somebody could just walk up to the board and scan the QR code and download
On the kiosk. Yeah,
download
that.
a
That's
KML
cool.
KML file. So that
Oh, that's sweet.
you could almost walk up
But
there.
there are two people with technical skills on the committee here.
Within a foot or two, so you can stay right on the trail the whole time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh man, we got blind hiking paths for the blind.
Nice.
Very cool. That's really neat. Have you played around with your backpack
I
one
haven't
yet?
yet.
No. At all. I mean, not even on the mountain.
Yeah, no, that's really great. It's so crisp and it's not, I'm sure you're kind of lost, but this thing is really just
That puts you right there.
very, yeah, definitive. It puts me right,
Yeah, I like
and
that.
especially for anyone who's,
And
Look
that's
at
the
that
Cal
color.
Topo one.
Yep, and then there's that one over
Oh,
there.
one-
That
oh,
one's
this-
got the boundary lines. It's essentially the same map, but it's got the boundary lines. I don't know if that's worth putting on there. It's nice for us to have, but probably not something we'd want to post on the.
Right.
See all the purple
Yep.
lines there.
It has all the lots and everything.
Yeah.
and it's nice that the private land on the west-south side is well,
Right, that's
well labeled.
that's the yellow on that trail there. The yellow is
Just
on the
labeled
property. Yep,
Right
there.
across the
Yeah.
back of my field from Monteau right down over to 116.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than the little yellow section on the gray trail, red trail, it's all on Mountain Mike's property.
I think that this one is not though, right? Isn't that what we decided? Like this is part of,
Well, right, this is,
because this property line is not correct on this map?
Yeah.
there's, and then this is private property, but then this section here is the land trust, which is private, but it's part of the land trust.
Yeah.
So that
Also,
has
it's not
different,
Mountain Lakes.
what's that?
It's not Mountain Lakes.
No.
Well, no, it belongs to Richard Moulton, and he's been kind enough to put it in the Amnesic Land Trust. And that's marked, when you walk up the pinnacle, you'll see where it crosses. How it crosses, I'm not gonna. It's
somewhat-
You, it's
it comes.
it's very
it
obvious at
comes
this
pretty-
point.
Yeah, and it comes pretty far down.
Yeah.
And
He got a good 40 plus acres from the district back in like the
but I'm
90s.
glad
or
that- because this is private property, and this is, land trust property that's, land trust.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find that and mark and I can put
Yeah.
that delineation in there, but, well, then maybe it doesn't matter. I mean, if it's,
I think it would be good to. I think it'd be good to mark off like after this line be like extra nice
don't be a
because
jerk
it's
anyway.
Well, we don't
yeah
know-
right.
We don't know exactly what the conditions of, we did get permission from both, the landowner gave us permission, but what really mattered was the land, that it didn't violate the land trust agreement, and so the landowner talked, and they know, especially we don't know exactly what all the conditions are.
Well, I'm just thinking like, so you've got this, if we're looking at this for the potential for our map that we put on the board, should we be eliminating
I
this
think for
entire,
now, until we get it delineated, until we figure,
like right
'cause-
here? Just stop here?
Yeah.
Not have this even
We
be
could.
part of it?
yes, I think
Yeah,
we-
there's a good stopping like there's a good like
Yeah, there
Who
is.
cares?
there's a
That's a
good
lot
like
of-
level where like you could hike up to it and then there's like a little like
this is the.
mound.
You
Right.
can actually hike on the trust land, I would think.
Yeah, yeah, and we can definitely hike on the trust land for
You
sure.
can, but I just don't think that we want to be advertising.
We
That's a
don't-
valid point too.
If
Yeah,
people are
That would be my
going up the trail and showing up in Max's field instead of Richard.
yeah, it might be.
It could be a problem.
Yeah.
For it could be a problem. So, but definitely, we actually, when we decide what to do on this is where see where it almost touches?
Yep.
That's pretty much the land trust boundary right there. And, you know, we've got a bike trail there and we've got the four-wheeler trail here, and I guess we haven't decided what to do with that. We took the bike trail off this thing and put it down into the parking lot, so that's, you know, on the race, on the current, last year's race, we switched up and got rid of, this.
And the
Where
guys were a
it goes
fan.
down, and then it goes down to the parking lot.
Yeah,
But anyway,
there's
the
some
point,
trails right here.
the Pioneer, yeah, none of that is informative, so I think for the meeting, we should stop with the,
Just
the years after Hiker's Right Trail until we kind of formalize
Yeah, okay.
what we're doing up
It's easy
there.
enough to
And we can always change, that's what's great, because here's the skill now, we put it up and then we can modify it as we add hiking trails and whatever, ski trails and whatnot.
In Cal Tahoe, it's pretty easy to draw lines on the road. When you get a lot of those, pretty easy to add those lines.
And it's really just a matter of like turning this trail off
Yeah,
and then you reprint.
right.
Wow.
Remove it.
Cool.
I printed a PDF, and one of them's 400 dpi 24 by 36. I don't know how big of a.
But it's deep drop per inch, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
The grading, the resolution.
Yeah, it's like 17 byte PDF.
Wow.
That'll go right to Staples.
Yeah.
Right to Staples. That'll make it nice. Well, this is awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you.
other than some labels and a change of color, it's like ready to go. You know, chop it off in red and put some names on there and.
What does this QR code bring you to now? You know?
A PDF of that file.
Of that.
Oh wow.
I set it to expire in 7 days. I don't know what they're. There's an unlimited, but I don't know if that's really unlimited.
Yeah.
When you go into in my account, when I go in and generate a PDF, there's the default expiration 7 days, but you can change it to never expire.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, but I don't know if that's
And then
really.
they charge you? No.
Yeah, no, I think I paid
No, I
$50
didn't.
a year or something. No,
No,
they don't charge. They don't
it's
charge.
not like storage space that they
Right, yeah, no,
charge
they're-
you for. It's like, oh,
Not yet.
you've exceeded your limit.
There are QR codes, like if you make those, we came across that. Like I made one time just using some online generator, and then they give it to you for free for 7 days, and then they start whacking you for like $19 a month. And it's like
Yeah.
by that point, you've already printed it and handed it
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
out. And you're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
And they don't tell you at all until it's in. But right through Google Chrome, you can make a QR code of anything.
Right.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
any web page, anything.
The data's in the QR code.
Right.
I mean,
So
if they give you a
just
generator
a
set.
scam, just like
Yeah,
anything
it
else.
links rather than actually including the data in the QR code. They
Yeah.
link you to their website.
To their-
So they know if you're using it. And
Well, no,
paying
they
your-
can charge you for it. They can turn it off if you don't pay. So
Just so they can bounce through their website so that they get a cut.
So by use, every time a user uses the QR, they know that, and so.
Right.
Yeah, interesting.
yeah,
Of course.
with a KML file so somebody could go walk up to the bulletin board and scan it and have the routes on their phone. That would have to be stored somewhere. That KML file would have to be stored somewhere. That would be too big.
Oh, right, you have to have your own QR code that goes somewhere else besides.
Well, if I had the KML file, I can just put it on the Mountain Lakes website, and that's where the QR code would flip to.
Would link right to that. That'd be awesome. Rich, you can hear us all right?
Yeah. I can hear you guys pretty good. The only time I have a little tough time is sorry, the guy in the gray jacket. I think because your face is maybe going the other direction, like your voice is projecting, not necessarily
Yeah.
to
Because
the
the
mic.
microphone's here.
Is this the mic?
Yeah.
That's the mic and
Yeah.
the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
but Dave, I can hear you really well. I can hear Eric.
I can hear the gentleman that's speaking right now perfectly clear, but I can barely hear anybody else.
At the meeting.
I can hear Eric, but I got to hold my phone, excuse me. I got to hold my ear right to it. So
I'll keep listening like to this, and we had like these floating microphones in the past. I'll see if we can figure that out for the
Well, we
future.
could talk to the kiosk.
Yeah.
instead. I'm
Yeah, I know.
looking at the screen
Yeah.
instead of talking to the kiosk.
Yeah.
Does this thing move?
Yeah,
camera moves,
the
but
camera
not
just
the-
keeps refocusing, so whoever's talking gets a focus.
So when we speak, we should talk to.
I mean, we're here to have a meeting, so
What should we
it's
better give it a name. Hal.
to the owl.
But yeah, we'll audio is on my mind in general, so we'll keep an eye on it.
Ken, take a ride over, buddy. We're right here. You could be here.
Yeah, that is correct. But I had to come home, let my dog out, and feed the wood stove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sit right on it.
And sit right near the wood stove.
Yeah.
It's a good day for that.
Well, yeah, we'll look at the audio though,
Did you
Ken.
snowplow ready for round 2?
Yeah, I know last night there was an issue with the audio too, but I know as long as you're working on it.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at the video from last night yet to hear it, but I'll look at that one and this one, and we'll keep trying to resolve.
Copy that.
All right. So backboard on the thing. Do we want to just have a piece of Advantech plywood for the kiosk? It's basically undercover. It's going to see minimal.
Yeah, I probably have a piece if you want to like look at my garage and just I have like 6 different style plywood. So if we want something, we probably have it then.
We were talking about doing the plexiglass over something.
Yeah,
So, I mean, the plexiglass can go over whatever, just with some screws
yep.
as kind of a
It's just
a
pilot
first-
hole and
Right.
Yeah, that sounds a lot easier than building
And trying
a
to build a whole
with
door and a
yeah,
bracket
yeah.
and everything else. I mean, it can
Couple-
always get
Couple
improved
washers
upon.
and screws. Yeah.
sure,
get it
I
going.
see what you're saying. No, yeah, I still think being able to make it flap, even just like from the top or something, just so you pull it up.
Right.
But we can always do that later.
Yeah.
Just need hinges or something, you know. We figured that out. Okay, yeah. So if we want to look at just like pieces of plywood, then 1 or 2, because you know it could either float in the middle or be on each side of it.
Right.
And what do we just staple it then, or
No, put some screws to it.
no? What I mean is like paper, like information. You just gonna
Oh.
staple it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They will go into Advantech.
Oh,
That
sure.
sounds hard as a rock.
yeah.
Oh,
With the right stapler.
A real,
Yeah.
not a paper.
I've got a battery powered one, you know.
Yeah.
A pneumatic.
Yeah.
So, Alan, would it be possible that you could take like this map and just put the colors to it?
Yeah.
That we talked about, or
Yeah.
you know the colors off the top of your head.
Yeah, and we'll need a. Yeah,
And then we can get that.
Yep,
I'll send you a.
I think I can put
I could write it on
something
here right
in
now.
the corner of that, so if you've still got, who created the map that was posted?
For the race
Yeah.
map. That was my son's girlfriend, I think, did that.
So that should all be on trail forks too, right? Are they
I don't
labeled
know, I
by
don't, I
color?
don't know if they use the same colors on trail forks. No, I don't think so. And we'd have to come up with a color for the, stroll.
What are we missing? Green?
The stroll needs a, we have a green, so this, maybe I should. Can I, you mind if I, Alan, if I write
Yeah,
on
I'll
this
go
one?
ahead. That's why I put them on so we can make notes on them. So, that key there, if somebody's got,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there it is,
if
yes.
somebody's got a copy of that image, maybe.
Yeah, I, that's all it is. You want,
Might be able to snag.
do you need some kind of more raw file? 'Cause that's,
Well, I could probably do a screen, that's actually good enough.
But I'll-
resolution. I could probably do a screenshot.
just to get
And
it on.
I think if I save that key there as an image, I think I can put it in the upper left-hand corner of that map. Or below or right, wherever we want it.
Oh, I'm writing on it upside down, so it goes up and along.
Yeah, just change the colors and create a high resolution PDF. Have Staples print it.
Yeah, if we get this in the next day or two. I don't know how quickly, but I was going to Staples to print a septic design anyway, so I could go get that printed. I was thinking about going up on Friday.
Yeah, pretty small change. I could do that.
Yeah, okay. That'd be cool.
That would be amazing. So we'll do that.
As long as you don't want anything, as long as you don't want anything added to that. I'm gonna,
What color would you like to?
It's a good
stroll?
start for now. So
Stroll, should we have a vote on the color of the stroll?
What colors
Oh,
are
yeah,
taken?
I've taken out green, blue, yellow, and orange. So it can't be green, blue, yellow, or orange.
Red.
yeah,
Red? Okay. We got two votes for red. There we go. And then, of course, we're gonna chop the red. See if you can read my handwriting. It's terrible. It's upside down to start with. It's bad handwriting and it's upside down. I put the trail name there
Here
too.
we're gonna have red. The other one's gonna be green. This one's gonna be blue. That blue is gonna be yellow. Orange is gonna be orange.
Those lines already, that's good, right?
So for the time being, we'll be looking at this map that's gonna get printed at Staples hopefully this week. That Ride with Gratitude sign,
yep.
Oh, you got a gratitude sign, awesome.
we'll put that up there.
Oh, you got the full blown one.
Yep. And then the other thing that would be nice to have is a QR code with a link to our donations.
We can make that pretty
Make a
easy.
little flyer
Yeah,
or something that would go on to,
With the code or whatever,
yeah.
stating that, yeah, great, that's good.
and then that'll be our starting point, and then we can kind of go from there.
Yep.
It looked great on the grant proposal, picture of that up there.
Yeah. Sounds cool.
Cool. All right. And yeah, we'll continue with the kiosk is like 90% done. Just needs that part of it, and then a couple more shingles. But that's just gonna wait until the spring.
Yep.
There's no way those cap shingles that go on the top,
Yeah.
they need to be bent and caressed a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll be out there with you.
It's a little raw to be doing that kind of work. So, and if it leaks a little bit, I don't think it's the end of the world. I think it'll be alright.
Yeah.
Cool.
a little bit of ice and water shield. Is there anything on it now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's shingled the whole way. It just doesn't have the cap shingle.
Oh,
Just on the top, so it's folded over. Right?
It should be fine for the season.
Cool. That's all we had on our list. Does anybody have anything else they wanted to talk about?
Yeah, if you could put the old map back up, I took a hike around. Bear and I didn't hike around.
Which old map? Like the aerial?
Um,
Hang on, I'll zoom in for you. Where did it go? Okay.
So I was hiking around here to see if there's an easy way down, thinking about a independent.
Sorry,
line
just
trail.
1 second. I'm gonna.
It's not happening. It's super steep. Well, what I did find was the there's a rock band. This might be there's a cliff band up here.
Yeah, I know what you're
You've
talking.
seen that, right?
Yeah.
And the view looking west is awesome. So I'm thinking for a hiking trail, a hiking circle on the top.
Oh yeah.
Along the rock band, just a circle on the top,
Interesting.
and it would be, I think, a cool thing.
Yeah, yeah, like a little vista spot.
Yeah, this and it looks the other way. So we've got the summit looks kind of east and maybe a little south, and that looked over the Connecticut River Valley. It goes back opposite direction. It's really, it's cool.
It's
Okay.
a lot of fractured stone, like where stuff is all broken and.
There's a cliff band,
Yeah.
but the top of the band is pretty smooth.
Okay.
So it'd be easy to put in a hiking trail that loops around to the top, and with minimal
Yeah.
branch pruning and tree pruning, you have a. Of course, I was up there in the fall, but
That's on district property, it's not.
yes, it's on this right. And the great side about that is they recently marked the whole
Yeah,
thing.
they surveyed that
Literally-
whole.
Literally, probably a mile along. It goes past my property and then some on 116. The property is
The
probably
whole
not-
back edge of our mountain was surveyed,
Yeah,
like
it has right
because
there.
of someone else's desire recently. So it's good for us to know. I mean,
Yeah.
when we were up
It
there at
really
the
is.
summit, and I walked, off the summit into the woods, like there's just a clear, well-defined, and that's what we're talking about with the other part of it too. It's all just cut across.
You were up there when we walked. Yeah.
Yeah.
See that line?
No, I didn't go.
You didn't go down. It's really good. If you just go down a little ways, it's
Yeah.
very clearly
Red
marked.
lasers,
Yeah.
they use the stencil, the posted sign stencils.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a stencil.
Yeah.
And, miles of it. But abutting Mountain Lake, so anyway, yes, I saw that kind of thing. I actually walked that skier's left ski trail all the way.
This
Alright,
one.
Can we come up with a name for that project? What do you want to call that?
Vista,
Loop,
Summit Vista Path or Summit Vista Loop?
Vista Loop?
Yeah,
just a loop for now until we.
Summit Vista Loop. So, I don't know exactly the viewpoint you're talking about, but I do know the
Well, the
route
whole
you.
band.
Yeah,
The
okay,
whole
yeah,
thing.
okay.
It's just a project idea that I was hiking around trying to work on another project.
Yeah.
Decided that project's no go, but there's.
Well, and that's just one final point about Grudy's is that when they do get to the summit, they did say they'd, spend some time just clearing around the top for us, like on our land again. So that was part of the green or the high priority of what he said they could take care of for us.
Oh, there you got a picture going the other way. That's cool.
Was like looking down
Yeah,
at the
I
left.
hadn't seen that one
Yeah.
before.
Like there's even was
Snowcat.
yeah, you can see the snowcat there.
Where'd everybody park?
Yeah.
They tied their horses up over.
Yeah.
Down by the road.
Yeah, my girl did push the kids out and went home.
That's exactly how it worked in my house. Precisely.
I have one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
We gonna do any more with the proposal I put in for the flat trails behind his house?
The colors.
The remarking
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yep. Yeah. Now that it's winter, I'm really open to finally put that 3D printer together because it never showed up for the 2 months that I thought I'd have when my leg was broken. Like it's like a kit that I have to build, and it showed up like when I started walking
I
again.
mean,
So,
I know it's
yeah,
not as important as all
yeah, yeah.
that
No,
stuff,
no, it's still good.
but
It's still.
but it'll be another.
We don't want to forget
It'll
it.
be another map.
Yeah,
On
Yeah,
the
yeah.
board and
yeah.
There's another dimension to the whole project. I think it's.
and another thing, I'm looking at the ice skating rink.
Mhm.
Whose responsibility is that?
The districts.
I know, but I mean, it should.
Yeah.
What committee is?
That's a great point, and it would be good that if, like, we, people like us helped in the last couple of years. It's been me helping John, Bob, and Mark, and respectfully to some of them, the more hands helping a liner. Although we're not going to use the same liner. If we do, we'd be cutting it smaller, so it might not be so heavy this year. But whoever's helping out, we could offer Bob and John a hand on the day, just to come over there and help fill it in or whatever. It'd be great to get it really working. It hasn't worked in the last couple of years since I've been here, so
Looking at it today, man, if that thing had water in it, it'd be perfect.
right now I know because of the yeah,
The last couple of weeks.
yeah, it just happened so quick this year.
I
But-
knew there was a project happening on that. This key, it was to be regraded or something.
It's already regraded.
Oh, yeah.
It's like depressed into the ground now, and it's perfectly level, and it's got a border edge around it. We did take away some of the fencing already, so we'll have to
Oh, that
come back.
happened in the last couple
That'll
weeks?
yeah, yep,
Oh,
exactly.
Never mind.
So like it's ready to be made into a flat ice
Oh.
rink. So
Awesome.
Oh,
Thank you.
still,
yeah,
put the lights up.
yeah, right, yeah,
We need, yeah. So it's 6x6s, so it's sunk down that 5.5 inches. So getting the snow out will be priority number one for that. I mean, I don't know anything
Yeah.
about a plan, but
Yeah.
snow's got to come out, liner's got to go in.
I can just email us as a group and say, hey, like this is when Bob and John were planning on doing something with the ice rink. If we can get a volunteer or two, any little bit of help is better than zero. So
But it's like keeping that up is, it's not like a one and done. It's like
I don't know.
every time
Yeah.
it snows, you
Yeah.
have to get the snow off of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then every time it warms up, you have to.
Well, it would
spray
be good for us as like a committee to take on a responsibility like that long term. Like, but it's also probably like a learning curve right now with the new rank and how we're doing it. But I wouldn't mind having us as like a bigger committee looking after the ice rink. It's part of Monteau technically. I don't personally. I would just rather do it like right off the beach here or something, but it's there and it's always been there. So
Well, that's
keep
what I've
going.
tried to keep one open on a pond.
Yeah,
and
right.
It's like it's
Yeah.
a battle, like
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
you
yeah.
go down there and
Yeah.
you shovel, and then you pump water and you spray it and you make it all good, and then the next day it warms up or
Yeah.
rains or whatever, and the whole thing is ruined. So it's tricky. There's definitely a lot to it.
You need
Yeah.
an army of people or a tractor.
Yeah.
What's that? Say it again.
You need an army of people or a tractor.
Oh yeah, like you need
shovel it off,
Just
yeah.
to shovel it
Yeah.
off
Oh,
to get it clear.
maybe
We're
bring
talking about a lot of snow the week before Christmas. So
already. Jeez.
10 inches the 21st, I think. A
Wow.
couple inches around either day.
You know,
I know it's pretty
It's
far
gonna be-
away,
yeah.
but
It's
still.
supposed to be 1 to 3 or 3 to 6,
Right.
Tomorrow?
depending on where you read
Overnight.
it.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
All right, then.
That's not gonna matter on Thursday.
3 inches overnight possible. Another 6 tomorrow.
Wow.
all right.
Wait.
So I'm adding Vista Loop project onto our kind of short-term map.
Yeah.
Going out there, I don't know what the priority.
I love it.
I saw
I
it,
always
like,
love that
I was
spot.
like, it's like, wow, this is beautiful.
I always love that spot right there where all of those rocks are. I think it would be cool to open that up a bit. And then yeah, I don't know about that ice rink. I think we should figure out what the maintenance. What kind of
Yeah,
maintenance-
there's already hands in the
If
pot on
there's-
that, but it's good to be willing to offer help.
Yeah. I hope-
On the ice skating rink, I brought up an idea last year about during the winter months turning the basketball court into a ice skating rink. I know you have the snow fest up there, but just throwing that back out there.
Yeah, I do remember that idea. He was, we'd have to border that up. The one issue I had and didn't look deeper into yet, Ken, was because of the cracks that are already pre-existing. I guess if we put like a plastic liner down, it might actually work. I was just worried about exacerbating the cracks that already existed.
Well, if you put the plastic liner down that we have, or
Yeah.
just a tarp. So, plus there's a light out there. It gives kids a couple spots to go.
Yeah, yeah.
Like my kids go down there and shovel off the snow so that they can play basketball. So I'd hate to take that.
Yeah, that's valid too. No, and the another thing is just get a solar light or two over at the new or the original ice rink at
Yeah.
some point too, and see if that would work out too. And
Yeah, there's obviously been an investment put into that spot right there.
for now, yeah,
We should definitely try
Yeah.
to utilize it. So I guess if you want to follow up with them and see what their plan is, and reach out to this group and see if there's the ability to help, whatever we can do to help.
which group was that? Sorry.
This group, I mean, you want
Oh,
to talk
our
to
group.
John and
Yeah. Oh, that's
the
right. Yeah.
other
Okay.
commissioners
Yes.
and
Yes.
see if there's a plan in place at this point for that, and then
Yeah.
whatever's needed for volunteer help, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I'll email them about that. And I'll email George about, if he's going to do something next year. Some of it's the only other thing I guess is like I've been going up and down the trails, and when I think of something, I like on our Monteau website. Where is it? Oh, the effort in the volunteer to do list or whatever. So like these click buttons, I'll share again. But like if I click this to-do list, I've added a few things, but it's good to keep checking this. But like, since we're talking about what the Summit Vista Loop, like we could, put that on the volunteer to-do list. It seems like it's glitching out right now, but it's, this is a
You're trying to
weird
present
browser.
it too, like,
Yeah.
tricky.
Yeah.
Have you been logging your hours?
I did some, and we'll continue to do that. I mean, if we allocate some of this money too, like it accounts for the same budgetary need.
Yeah.
So I think we're already going to be in good shape for when we're applying for grants.
We've talked about this before at meetings, but I don't know who was here or who wasn't. But there's a right through your website right there, correct? You can click onto that link
Yes.
so that you can log hours if you're doing any community work up there.
Yeah.
So that can be logged, and if we do get to the point where we're able to apply for some grants, they'd be looking for
home doing all this.
Absolutely.
You could definitely, every minute we're spending, definitely log it in.
Home doing it recently, but
Yeah.
a few hikes up there in the summer.
I'm
to
sure.
grab-
Okay, include that,
No, but
too,
it's time,
right?
it's
So
time
that
that we can capture.
everything we
Yeah.
do, yep.
Yeah, it's good to capture everything we do just to show how much we're doing. At some point, we're going to hit a limit of like, we've already given enough effort, but the more the better, I
$1
think.
million grant.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. So,
Perfect. All right, anything else at this time? Did we answer the question of the ground base? Because those trails are obviously important too.
no, yeah,
And they can
my
continue to
answer to
grow.
him is that
We're there.
I
We're
want to
gonna-
keep going with the making the
Yeah,
tags for
making
them.
the tags.
And I'll get that done this winter.
Once this is all done, we'll bother Alan to go out
So
there
we'll
with
be
his
ready to go in the
backpack.
spring.
Yeah,
This is when
exactly.
we started off.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because we have a map, that's not nearly as good as this, but if we could have those lower trails, the hiking trails, like the lower ones.
I don't.
They're like little third of a mile
When you
loops,
drive into Lodge Lane, they're on the left.
like across the road near the leach field and stuff like that.
So yeah, I think it's a couple of those over there. I didn't go out there.
There's
But
four
there
that
was
kind of loop
There was a
around.
few of them down in here. too.
Right, yeah. So we could even have the old map that we have at this point, it's kind of a cartoony map.
Yeah.
That can go on the board.
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
I think
We can always update things,
Absolutely.
rip it down.
Perfect, alright,
Exciting.
anything else? Nothing from Zoom?
No, you guys did a great job.
Thanks, buddy.
You
Thanks,
got it.
Rich. See you soon.
Yeah, coming up this weekend. Can't wait to see you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, one of these recent weekends, like in between last meeting and this one, I went on a hike with my dog. I bump into Rich coming down, and then when I'm coming down, I bump into you going. I was like the most social day of my life, and it was like this is what Monteau's about, though. Is like I've run into all my friends on the mountain, and it's like 11 a.m. on a Sunday. It was great.
The
People are
first thing
skiing
I-
already too, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
The first
Yeah.
thing I thought about when it snowed there the other day was, man, I gotta get some skins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was like first high on my priority list.
yeah. I have a video of someone already doing it. I don't think she sent it to me yet, but yeah, someone was already skinning up and snowboarding down the other day on the
Amazing.
Ropedale Hill.
Alright, motion to adjourn?
Second.
Any opposed?
No.
Calling to end at 4:57.
All right.
Nice job.